Hi, this is Marvelyn Brown with Making It Remotely, and today we're going to look at different formats that you can use during your lead generation process. So if you checked out the previous video that I did, you know that lead generation is the next step that you want to present to potential customers. So the first step involves attracting people to your business, and you basically go through a series. We kind of walked you through a series of activities that you will take to attract people to your business, to generate curiosity, to generate interest in your business. And so that's going to motivate people to take that step where they click on your content and they land on your site. So audience attraction has to do with the things that happen before someone lands on your site, the things that you can do to kind of encourage that to happen. Then next, once someone lands on your site, this is where lead generation activities kick in, and you encourage people to take that next step. So this is what we're going to talk about today, how you can encourage people to take the next step. So when you have targeted your audience, you know who you're selling to, you know what people are looking for, then it's going to make it a lot easier for you to get them to take that next step. So when you know that most of the people that are landing on your site are interested in your products and services, it's going to be so much easier than if you have a bunch of random people landing on your site and everybody is, kind of all over the place, right? So you want to narrow down that list of people that will, take that next step and come to your site. So once they get there, once they get to your site, there are a number of different things that can happen. And so those are the things we're going to talk about today, and how you have control, how you get control over what happens on your site. So you have a lot more control over what happens when someone lands on your site versus when they're just out there on social media or in forums or whatever, and they are looking at your content in those environments. You don't really have control over what Facebook shows and what they don't show and who they show it to. All the different platforms have really cracked down on how their algorithms work. So, but you do have, if you can attract people, using those platforms, if you can attract people to your site, once they land, you have a lot more control. And so there are tools and resources that we're going to talk about today that will help you get the most out of lead generation. So it's not just about setting up opt-in forms and landing pages. It's about optimizing those forms and pages so that you get more conversion, so that you get more people to take a look at, your business and what you have to offer. And until that happens, until you get someone to take that next step, then it's going to be a lot harder for you to sell products and services to an audience who is all over the place. So the first thing we're going to look at, this is a page that I send people to kind of expose them to my blog. So when I'm trying to expose people to my blog, I know that my blog page is set up with a particular end result in mind. So my goal in setting up this page is to give people ideas they can use to start an online business. And so we're going to go through this page really quickly because this is where you're going to find my first opt-in form. So we're going to take a look at these opt-in forms that are on my page. I've when I started preparing for this video, I looked at some of my opt-in forms and saw that they left a lot to be desired. So I invite you to do the same thing, is to step back, take a look at your opt-in forms and look at how they can be improved. So on this page, it is talking about ideas that you can start an online business. Then we have some topics here that people can choose from, right? We also have a search box so that if they don't find what they're looking for here, they'll be able to just search for whatever the topic is, and it will bring up relevant articles. Now, if you scroll down, I have a featured post, which is our most recent post, and that kind of keeps the content fresh, right? Then after that, we have our lead generation form. So this is what a lead generation form looks like. It gives your potential customers, people who land on your site, people who are visitors, it gives them the option to take that next step. So you can ask them for their name and their email address. The most important thing is that you ask for the email address. Now, they may give you their first name and they may not. I always, and really, I'm going to need to optimize this form just because there's certain things that I looked at when I was preparing for this video, and I realized that I need to optimize this. So what I would probably do is just put in parentheses that the name is optional. So that means if you want to give me your first name, and I would also make this say first name, because people don't have time. They don't want to be typing in a bunch of different boxes, but they might be interested in becoming a lead if you don't hassle them for a lot of extra information. So what I normally do is I'll ask for the first name and I'll put in parentheses that it's optional. And then the main thing I want is their email address, right? So this form says, be the first to know when we post new content. That is one of the most generic things that you could possibly say when you're asking someone to sign up for your list. So you want people to know, what's in it for them. That's the biggest question they have. When they are signing up for your list, they don't want a whole bunch of fluff or a bunch of, stuff that doesn't really pertain to what they're looking for. And so, and most people are on someone's list. So we're so inundated with emails that it's really important for you to make sure that you optimize your page, show people what they're going to get, and make sure that it's relevant to what your ideal customers are looking for. Because if it's not valuable to them, then they're not going to sign up. So I'm going to optimize this to, number one, add a lead magnet. Number two, I'm going to make it tie in with the theme of this page. So this is about ideas that you can use to start an online business. I may make this form say something like, get a new idea every week, because I usually post every week. So if someone wants to get new ideas, fresh ideas that they can use in a new or existing business, then that would be more attractive, I would think, than, be the first to know when we post new content. Because guess what? If it's a new person, they haven't had time to interact with your content. So they don't know if they want to be the first to know when I post new content. So I'm going to change this up a little bit. And I may even add some information here at the very top that kind of tells people what to do. So, kind of letting them know that these are the topics that they can learn about to get more ideas, or some little blurb. And I can use, this is the great thing. So let me just scroll over. There is a new tool called Tailwind Ghostwriter. So it uses artificial intelligence. If you are signed up with Tailwind, and I have some information that I will give you about that. I have another video that I did, as well as a page on my site that explains what Tailwind does. But just very quickly, it will enable you to automate the first part of your business. So for example, if you want to automate social media posting and you want to have more control over the content that you're distributing, so that you can kind of know what is popular and what's not popular, what's working, what's not working, Tailwind would be a great tool to use for that. So I will definitely put a link to that additional information below this video. So the ideas that you can use to start your online business are here. You can do a search and you can sign up right here. And we're going to optimize all of that. So here are the blog posts. Now, I have another set of opt-in forms. And this is the other thing that I wanted to point out. So when we did the video last week, we talked about landing pages and how any page on your site can become a landing page. The reason for that is because each and every one of your pages, hopefully, is indexed or ranked on Google. And so if that's the case, then when people do their searches for whatever your topic is, they're going to be, finding your pages. Your pages are going to come up in search results. And so when your pages come up in search results, people are going to click on those pages and they're going to come to a page that looks like this. This is not a conventional looking landing page. And the reason why you want to have a dedicated, conventional looking landing page is because you don't want all this extra stuff going on. You don't want anything on your page that can distract your ideal customers from becoming a lead. And so when someone lands on your blog post, there's a lot of busyness going on a blog post. You might have side navigation, you may have social share buttons, you may have navigation across the top like this. There may be navigation on the bottom. You may have your blog post itself. Now, this is a lead generation form right here. This is in the sidebar. So this would be a sidebar lead generation form. This is a way to get a lead generation form on each and every one of your pages, right? Or your blog posts, not necessarily pages. But you can, this is a way that you can really make it easy for anyone who is on your site to become a lead. And that's the name of the game. You want to make it as easy as possible for someone to become a lead. But you also want this to be optimized. So there again, this Ghostwriter tool can help you come up with keyword rich, optimized content, compelling content, enticing content that really encourages people to take that next step with your business. So I would recommend, if you're not a Tailwind user and you're thinking about becoming a Tailwind paid member, then I would totally check out the Tailwind Ghostwriter. Now, if you're not on Tailwind and you're not really thinking about using that tool, I would use a tool like ChatGPT. This is going to be a lot more convenient because it's just going to pull up the relevant content on your site, and you can just type in your idea, and then it will give you some really, enhanced, optimized, keyword-rich content that you can use on your opt-in forms, your product descriptions, your blog posts, all of that stuff. So I'll also put a link so you can check that out. So that's one lead generation form right here. So that's one way that you can do it. Another way that you can do it is by using a form like this. So this form gives you a lead magnet. It tells you about one of the biggest challenges faced by entrepreneurs, and that is acquiring customers. So it tells you what you're going to get, and then it has a button that says click here to subscribe. Now, this is one of the things that I optimized. I just made a quick change to the button. The button used to say get the details. So I thought click here to subscribe would be more descriptive of the action I want someone to take. So that way it's clear, because there isn't a place for you to put your email address or your name on this form. So this doesn't really look like a conventional lead opt-in form, lead generation form. So it's really important for you to make sure that you tell people the next step you want them to take, and that is click here to subscribe. So then when they click on that button, they get this pop-up that shows them where they can put their name and their email address, and then click this button to get started. So this is a different way of presenting the same information. This is a different way of putting an opt-in form on each and every page of your site. The one thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to always, every time someone scrolls, you don't want them to come up with this thing that's all in their face. So it's okay to have this here, but then in the middle of your blog post, you may not want something that just kind of jumps out at people, because then that makes it look like, you're really trying to, tie them down to becoming a lead. And so you want to make it look, you want to make this fit in to your page. And to me, this is kind of like an incognito way of getting someone to become a lead. So what that means is it's a two-step process. So there are one-step processes. This is a one-step process. So this would be a one-step process because they put their name and their email address in and they hit submit. That's a one-step lead generation form. This is a two-step because they have to click this button in order to enter their information. So here's step one. They see this information here. Then step two would be to click on that button. If they click on that button, that signals that they intend to sign up. Or it could signal that they are just kind of, inquisitive and they want to know what's going to happen when they click that button. But most people are not going to click that button if they're not interested in subscribing. So if I can get more results from this, then I would use this method versus this method. Now, the other thing that I can do, I use a tool called Thrive Suite. So I use Thrive Suite to build this entire website. However, they have a tool called Thrive Leads. They also have another tool, it's a plugin called Thrive Optimize. Thrive Optimize will enable me to compare. It's basically a testing engine. So it's an A/B test engine. I can compare this opt-in form to this opt-in form, and I can see which one performs the best, which ones are sending me more subscribers. The other thing that you can do with your opt-in forms is you can use a thing called tags. So if you're with, say for instance, you're with MailChimp or Sendinblue or MailPoet or ConvertKit or whatever email marketing provider you're with, if they allow you to enter tags, you can put tags in your opt-in form. So that way, when someone subscribes, it's going to send that data that it's going to attach that tag to the data that it sends to your email marketing provider and put them on that list. So for example, this might be, I might tag this getting customers or audience attraction or something like that. And so when someone subscribes, when they click on this form and they put their information in and hit submit, that audience attraction tag is going to go with them and they will be put on my audience attraction list in my email provider. So hopefully that makes sense. And then if I wanted to track this form, I might say love business or business love or something like that, because that's going to let me know that they came from this particular form. So that's going to automatically put them on the list for business love. So then I can differentiate the content that I send to someone who opts into this form versus this form, because people want what they want. So if they sign up for your newsletter and the tag or the content that you presented said audience attraction, and then you start sending them information about how to grow vegetables in their garden, they're probably going to unsubscribe because that's not what they signed up for. So you really do need to keep your content on target as much as possible, and the goal is to use your email to get people to take that next step. So there's that. So there's these two lead generation forms. So these are called opt-in forms, lead generation forms, and they appear on a landing page. So this is a landing page. This is where someone can land on my site depending on where I'm sending people. So if I have for example, since this article is about Google Analytics data, if I want to send people to this page, I might have a social post about how to get better results using data, right? So then if I send them to this page, that's going to make perfect sense. So let's just scroll down. Here's another opt-in form. So this opt-in form is going to enable people to sign up for a webinar. So this webinar is going to be for WordPress users. So what they would do is they would click on this button, and it's going to take them to a dedicated landing page. So this dedicated landing page, as you can see, has no navigation across the top. There's no busyness going on the side. It just talks about how to sign up for this webinar. Now, the thing that I might do, because someone has already clicked on a button and now I'm asking them to click on another button, maybe what I would do is make this a one part opt-in form by having, just making this more conventional, where they can just automatically enter their email and their first name and click, the button and go ahead and get registered for the training. So you kind of have to think about, what you're asking people to do. So they already clicked on a button that said register. The next step should have been for them to just be able to register. So that's another thing that I will probably need to tweak. But this is an opt-in form as well. It sends people to, it's kind of a two-part system where you go to the page and you opt in or you sign up. So then here at the very bottom, I have another opt-in form. And this opt-in form gives you an ebook. So I had an ebook at the top. I'll probably take this off, but this just kind of gives you another format that you can look at to see how you can maybe do your opt-in forms and just kind of learn from some of the stuff that we're talking about here. So this is all the different ways that you can opt in when you're on a blog post. And some of these, it might be too much. So I might kind of consider getting rid of that one at the very bottom and doing more with the ones that are, on the actual page. So now here is another, this is my dedicated landing page for audience attraction. So I use the PAS writing formula, and that is problem, agitate, solution. And so what we want to do with this is we want to walk people through, number one, you want to give them the option to get the lead magnet. So get your free cheat sheet. So that's the first thing they can do. When they click on this button, they'll be able to opt in and get that free cheat sheet. Now, if I find that this is not converting, then I might consider putting that one-step process where this button goes away and I just put, enter your email address and your first name. Next, you want to start talking about the goal. So on my landing pages, I give people an option to upgrade to something better, but I walk them through the process first. So here, we're walking them through the problem. So first step, problem, right? Attract an audience of engaged, loyal customers who are looking for what you're offering. So this is the thing. There are people out there right now who are looking for what you have to offer. Whatever your topic is, whatever it is that you're selling, there are people out there doing Google searches for it right now. So here, I want to just kind of, set the tone and let people know this is what you want. This is the end goal, right? To have an audience of engaged, loyal customers who are looking for what you're offering. Audience attraction is about the activities that occur before someone has visited your site. And then you just kind of, start talking about the goal and the things that you need to accomplish. Next, you start kind of agitating the problem. So if you're someone who has a business and you're not attracting an audience of engaged, loyal customers, then that's going to start your brain to thinking, you know what, this is really what I want. I've been in business for X number of months and I haven't made a sale. Or I have the sales that trickle in, but I want the kind of sales that flow. So then next you start, you start them to thinking about the agitation or what can happen if they don't take action. So one of the biggest reasons businesses fail. One of the biggest reasons businesses fail is because of a lack of funding. So a business may start out with money, or maybe a business owner, has a job and they're using that to fund their business. But this is the thing: if you've been in business for a number of months or years or whatever, and you're not making any money, then basically you are losing money. And at some point, losing money is gonna get old. And so a lot of people have this, window of opportunity, and they say, okay, if I don't start making money within this certain period of time, I'm gonna throw in the towel. And a lot of business owners end up throwing in the towel because they don't know how to attract people to their business. So, a lack of funding is definitely the reason why a lot of business owners throw in the towel. They either, they run out of money, they don't have the capital, maybe they have put too much into their business in other areas. Like, for example, a lot of business owners will just get out and start doing Facebook ads. Facebook ads, Google ads, Pinterest ads, Twitter ads, and they don't know anything about, they haven't done market research, they don't really know that much about their customers, and so they end up wasting a lot of money. So that can be a really big frustration when you're paying for people to come to your site and you're still not making any money. Then that can be a really big frustration. So then if the ads aren't working, then what? You know what I mean? You're really, you box yourself in when you are doing things and you're just kind of throwing stuff against the wall to see what sticks. So the best way to bring people to your business is organically, and that means without ads. So once you're able to bring people into your business organically, then once you know what works in the organic world, then you can, start buying ads, because you can do more of what's working, right? So once you start learning what's working and what your audience is looking for, you can give them more of that. And that's how you really start to scale a business. So you start out trying to get more organic traffic, especially in the beginning. The earlier you can start looking at organic traffic and how you can optimize your content so that you can get more organic traffic, then you are going to be attracting more people to your business. And then when you attract people to your business, you have an opportunity to turn them into a lead. But if you can't attract anyone to your business, you will never get to the lead generation stage. So you want to have an organic way to attract people to your business without spending money on paid ads until you know what you're doing. Without an audience, you don't have a business. I tell people this all the time. So without an audience, you don't have a business. But you also lose the ability to generate leads, which is how you grow your business. So your business is going to grow if you have people coming into your business that never leave your business, or you have the majority, a large percentage of people who come into your business who don't exit. Then that is how your business is going to grow. As you add more people into your pipeline, but you have fewer people leaving your pipeline, then your business is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's how you are going to be able to, number one, build relationships, build trust, build that know, like, and trust factor. You're also going to be able to sell more, because people are they're going to see your solutions and they're going to be like, you know what, I think I'm going to buy something today. And so you're going to be able to, kind of get that whole engine, that engine in motion when you have leads, when you start generating leads. So you have to ask yourself, what will happen if you're not able to build an audience? How will you grow your business without a continuous stream of people that you can talk to? And a lot of people think that, oh, let me just go ahead and post like 5 blog posts in a day and let me get all this content out onto Google. Well, guess what? You can sit back and wait for Google, but you might have a long wait, because Google is no longer indexing everything that goes onto that platform. So you might think that your data or your information or your blog posts are being indexed by Google, it may be happening and it may not be happening. Another reason for you to look at your data, because some of your pages may be indexed, but the ones that you think are indexed may not be indexed. So Google is becoming more and more selective as the internet grows and grows and grows and grows. It's becoming more selective about the kinds of content that it indexes, which means if it's never indexed, it's never going to rank. So it's important to ask these questions. And my advice is don't just sit back and wait on Google. So then next, start getting results with lessons that are easy to digest. So this is where I introduce the course. So as you can see, this is the solution, right? This is my product right here. Now, my digital worksheets are also my product. And this is the thing that's going to encourage people to make that first conversion or take that first step. But if someone is, in dire straits and they're looking for solutions, they can take this course. This course is very affordable and it is pretty comprehensive. We go into detail about the things that we discuss in the worksheets. So there's a lot more meat and potatoes in the course versus looking at those worksheets. Now, I also introduced some tools. So this is the Tailwind tool that I was just telling you about. This is the tool that goes with the Tailwind Ghostwriter. So when I first started with Tailwind, all they had basically, it gave you the ability to post on autopilot, right? And that enabled you to get more traffic, more leads, more sales, because you were able to use it with Pinterest and Instagram. Now they've added Facebook, and you can also use that with those 3 platforms so that you can get the word out about your business. The other thing is now they enable you to really enhance your content with this ghostwriter using artificial intelligence tools. Then next you want to think about measuring your results. And I know a lot of people are super intimidated when it comes to looking at data and looking at Google Analytics. But without analytics, without looking at your data, you're making decisions based on hunches and, what you hope and what you wish and all of that. That's no way to run a business. You need data in order to run a business. So I also kind of walk you through how to set up a Google Analytics account and how to look at your analytics and how to set up goals in Google Analytics that will help you to understand what is actually working and what's not working. So there again, at the very bottom, I have another opt-in form. So you see how, you can do something as simple as changing the colors, changing the buttons, changing what the button says, changing your content in here. All of this adds up to the big picture, even the pictures that you have in the background. The pictures that you have in the background will help to further enhance what you're trying, the message that you're trying to get across. So we're talking about audience attraction, and here in the background, I have this picture of all these people, right? This is what business owners want. They want an audience of people that they can, tell about whatever they are promoting. So this is a dedicated, as you can see, there's no navigation to do anything other than either, sign up for the freebie or take action with the course, or at the bottom, they can sign up for the list, or they can, look at some information about these very important topics. So that is pretty much it. I just wanted to show you some of the things that you can do. Now, this is the tool. Let me just kind of hop over to Thrive Leads. So this is the tool that we use. I would recommend using this tool because it really gives you a lot. And look, I didn't even realize this, but on their video, they have the actual template that I use on my site, the one that I just showed you. So you can definitely take a look at this. Let's see if there is something that I can cover really quickly. So it does a lot more than building your list. Here's some of the benefits. So you can do, the design options are endless. There are hundreds of templates that they have that you can use to make your lead generation forms seamless. So you don't have to have something that looks like an eyesore. You can have lead generation forms or opt-in forms that blend in with your website. You can do advanced targeting. You can do that A/B testing that I was talking about. The A/B testing is really going to tell you where the rubber meets the road, right? Because you will actually be able to just send out your content as normal. People are going to be shown, one time they might be shown, option A, and then the next time they'll be shown option B. And whoever clicks on, whichever option is more popular, that gets more clicks, is going to win. You can get actionable reporting and insight. So it's going to tell you how many conversions you made, how many exposures you had, all of that. So let's see, every type of opt-in form. So here we got pop-up boxes. This is what a pop-up box looks like. And then over here we got sticky ribbons. So you've seen those ribbons that occur on the top of the page. You can set those up. And then we have inline forms, which is what I showed you on my site. I had an inline in content form. Then we have the two-step opt-in form, which is, I also showed you that. That is one of the strategies that I'm using, the two-step opt-in. What's another one? We have a slide in. So you might want to have a slide in, maybe to have someone to opt in, or to subscribe to, or maybe to follow you on your social media post. However you decide to do that, you can do that. You can do an opt-in widget, which is along the sidebar. I showed you one of those. There's also a screen filler overlay. I've never used that, but that's really, it's pretty bold and in your face. So if you decide you want to use one of these screen filler overlays, I would definitely test it against others to make sure that, you have everything that works for your particular audience. For some people, that might be a great way to get more people to convert. For others, not so much. Content lock. So this is an opt-in incentive that occurs right in front, inside your content. So you reveal it once, and then the visitor can sign up. So there are ways that you can reveal your content after a certain period of time. So let's say that you have an offer, that maybe you have a limited time offer. So I'm doing a flash sale and I want to introduce, the actual product first. Then I can delay when that flash sale is going to pop up on my page. So if someone lands on the page, I give them time to look at the content, and then the reveal happens. And that's pretty much what that is. Then there is a scroll mat. So this scroll mat it can either be a plus or a minus. It can be annoying, or it can be something that your customers and prospects love. You can do yes, no, multiple choice opt-in forms. I haven't done one of those yet, but that's definitely one of the things that you can do with Thrive Leads. So let's see. Thrive Leads feature set. Every opt-in form type is at your fingertips. Grow your list faster with testing. Boost conversions with smart links and smart exit. So what that means is, say for instance, you're someone who's already signed up on my site. I'm not going to show you that same, you're not going to be able to see that same opt-in form, you won't be able to see any opt-in forms that you've already utilized on the site. So that means that, you're not showing people the same opt-in form over and over again, even after they have already opted in. So if someone has opted in and they're logged into their account, then they will not, you won't even, they won't even see those opt-in forms that you might have on your site, because it can be annoying if you've already, say for instance, you want to take a look at a piece of content and it's only available for people who have opted in. So then it's annoying to ask someone to sign up again to get that same content that they've already signed in for or signed up for. So that is how that works. Smart exit is if you were to go to my site, pull up a piece of content, when you exit, I can fix my opt-in form so that it pops up before you exit to say, hey, don't forget to opt in, or whatever. So lots of different options, right? Beautifully designed templates. Choose from dozens of templates to create, eye-catching forms and display them anywhere on your site. Target your opt-in forms with surgical precision. So determine exactly where on your site forms are shown. You're going to get detailed stats and reports. And you can watch this video to check out how it works. And no design skills are required. Everything has already been set up for you. All you have to do is add your own content. And you can customize the fonts. You can customize the colors. All of that has it's very easy to change. Okay, so that I believe pretty much does it. Oh, and it integrates. Look at where, how many products it integrates with. So lots of, integration there. And then here are the pricing plans. So if you want to get Thrive Leads by itself, it's $99 a year. And then if you decide you want everything, because Thrive Leads comes with Thrive Suite. So you can get Thrive Suite, that whole entire set, for $299 a year. So that's going to save you about $300. When you buy Thrive Leads, you're going to be able to save $100. So I'll put a link so that you can get these savings. And every little bit helps. So you can also get a 30-day money back guarantee. So if you want to get these savings, I will definitely put a link below this video so you can do that. And then if you want to do a comparison, you can do that. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So I appreciate your time today. Thank you for hanging out with me. I wanted to definitely give you some ideas that you can use to generate more leads. And the things that you want to think about are, understanding who your audience is and who you want to target, who do you want to reach with your content, who would be the best fit for your products and services. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you for checking this out, and I'll see you on the next video. Have a great day.